Hey folks, hope we're doing okay. It's time for something a little bit different today. It is Friday. I've not been out on the bike today, resting up after riding the last couple of days. Sat in front of the computer and just wanted to show you a thing or two. So if I just switch tabs in my browser for a moment. Yesterday, after yesterday's video, I had a comment from Andrew Hamblin, who was asking about what handlebar bag I have, and responded by saying it's the stem cell from Outkit. So yeah, that's what I'm using. It's been very, very helpful to me over the course of the last year and a half. Maybe I think I've had it perhaps 2 years now. Apart from that, he was asking, would I be able to show you my heat map on Strava and perhaps tell you a bit about places I've been. So I thought I'd start by doing that first. Okay, here's the map of the world, and you can see some colours right in the middle there. So I've not really been any further than in Europe, to be fair, cycling. So I'm just going to zoom in a little bit, and we can see, just wait for it to catch up, some of the places I've been. So this is the all-time cycling heat map. So I've been cycling since 2000. I think the Strava account goes back to 2016, maybe 2015. So if I just start outside the UK, here in France, what you can see here is from last August, arriving in Calais, I cycled all the way down here through Amiens, and I believe on the way there, I went down this left-hand route. Now I went down the right-hand route actually. Come to think of it, yes, because I headed towards Paris. So yeah, Rambouillet here is where Paris started in August last year. So I cycled all the way across here for all the different checkpoints. I think there was 16 or 12, can't remember now. But it went me all the way through Forgiers, Tintoniac, Ludiac, Carhaix, which was another control point on that route, and then all the way to Brest. As you can see, more or less it comes back the same way back. There's a few deviations along that route. Now this here, excuse me, this here, Villiers-de-Joux was the very first control point. There was more or less 200 kilometres between each of those checkpoints. So all that time in France basically was for Paris last August. Scroll up into Northern Europe. Now, before I went to Paris, back in June, I went to take part in a cycling tour called the Fiets-Zelfstedentocht. I think I got that right. So I landed in Rotterdam. It was very windy when I got there. I took the ferry from Hull and landed in the Hook of Holland. And let me get it right this time. Cycled all the way up through The Hague, through Amsterdam. I got here at the. I'm not even trying to. I'm trying to see what it's called, but I don't see it on the screen. Anyway, this is a dam which is being built across the Heatmap. Had to get a bus across there because there's the cycle lane is on the left and there's some long-term roadworks on there. So that took me across there, and I stayed here in Macum, and Bolsward, just to the east, was where this Fitzhelsten took place. It was a 230-kilometre distance. I suppose it's comparable size to something like an Audax or something, but there was 15,000 people that took part in this on all kinds of bikes. And of course, after a few days later, I had to get back home again. So instead of going that way, I went all the way around here. Through Lelystad, Hilversum, Utrecht. I remember going to Utrecht and seeing the iconic pedestrian crossing. This one was like, instead of white stripes on the road, it's coloured stripes. You may have seen it online actually. I actually went through that as pure chance. It wasn't planned. So anyway, that was Amsterdam. So if we go back to the UK, so well, where do I start really? I'll just give you a little tour, some of it really, I suppose. I live in Lincolnshire, so as you can see, vast majority of my rides are in Lincolnshire, and if you look at the Wolds is underneath there somewhere, the Lincolnshire Wolds. I've been on practically every road. I'll have to have a good look at some point and see if I actually missed any. All the way through Lincolnshire, there's a massive gap in here. I don't know what all this is here. Perhaps there's just not many roads in it. I'll have to check it out sometime. So there's a few gaps in Lincolnshire, I must admit. But yeah, wow. It's this space in me now as well, really. And obviously Lincolnshire's a really big county, so it goes all the way from here down to Spalding, Bourne, this area. Stamford, I think, is Stamford in Lincolnshire? I'm not sure. But there's Rutland Water here, Oakham. Been around Rutland Water loads. I did a 2-week bikepacking journey. I left Crowell and went all the way around here, all the way around the Wash, down the north coast, wiggled my way through the Norfolk Broads, through Essex. And that particular journey, I went all the way across here, from Essex to, the Chilterns, and then came all the way back again, that particular journey. So I got loads of distance covered in there. And then, zoom back out again, a lot of what you see here are Audaxes. There's quite a few organised by Audax, Club Bristol. There was a 300-kilometre just here, the Moonrakers and Sunseekers, and the Brevet Cymru in there, and the Benjamin Allen's Summer Outing. That was a 600-kilometre ride in there. Over in the southwest corner, Christmas 2018, I went down to Cornwall and stayed down there, so I did loads of routes down there. You scroll up to again into Wales. I said after the bikepacking week, I actually drove here to Wales and did a 200-kilometre Audax around the Snowdonia National Park. Done plenty of riding in the Peak District. Not enough though. There's never get enough riding in the Peak District, so I'll be going there again. What was this one called? The Red Rose Ride. That was an Audax through the Forest of Bowland. The Yorkshire Dales National Park there. I did Beyond the Dales, which is a 300-kilometre ride. Chucked it down all day. I'll probably put a few links to some of these videos across the top of this video if you want to check them out sometime. If not, you can find them on my channel. Back to that bikepacking weekend. I stayed in Snowdonia for a couple of days and then travelled up here to the Lake District. Went up Hard Knot, which is somewhere around here. Up the Struggle, well, down Rhinos, up the Struggle. And I came down this bit here around Windermere, back to the campsite. I was staying at in Coniston. And the following day I went up the Struggle again and went down at the Kirkstone Pass through Glen Ridding, which I think is where the Fred Whitton Sportive starts. And I went all the way up there to the A66, stayed off it and came back round again. A little bit in North Yorkshire and East Yorkshire there. I've been to the North Yorkshire moors a couple of times. I've been up Rosedale Chimney as part of the Rydale Rumble. And there's another couple of iconic climbs around there as well. I actually forgot, I've done some rides up in Scotland. So there's one in Edinburgh. That was an Audax. Ooh, what was it called? It might come to me later. But as part of doing the Audax, I actually stayed in a hotel, like a timeshare hotel, in where is it? Kenmore. And as part of that stay over, I did the Heatmap Caledonia by myself. So I went through Gantully, through Pitlochroy, through the Tummel Tamel Bridge, through Balmeri, and round Loch Rannoch. And that was some of the best countryside I've seen. So what was this bit here? This is the Schehallien climb, up around this bit here. I also did Mount Kenmore as well, so I did a couple of mountain climbs. So yeah, that's my heat map. I've gone through that quite extensively actually. I didn't expect to spend so much time talking about it. I hope you found it interesting. Apart from the heat map, I've got a calendar tab open up here as well, and as you know, everything's been cancelled. Cartonly Moor, I did this as a well, not even a DIY because I can't get it validated. I just rode it. I did it as an ECE as well, sort of. So cycled all the way down there and back again. That was 350 kilometres. That was on the 21st of March, so last weekend basically. Sunday, I was meant to be doing the Delightful Dales. I'm not going to go through all these, but I'm just going to pick a few highlights out. Western Isles of Scotland, I was meant to be going there between the 10th and 14th of April to visit Baclanabar. Obviously, that's not going to be happening anymore. Lands on Jolly Groats is in for the 9th to the 16th of May. Big, huge question mark on that one. Everything else has been cancelled here. Maybe Ross Tiger. I think it's on at the moment. Subject to change, I guess. And I like to do that twice, actually. Well, just for the hell of it, really. And I've also got my own little event going on I want to do at some point this year, which is Conquer the Lincolnshire Wolds. It's a 300 kilometre ride all the way through the Wolds. Every single climb, really. I did it as a joke, to be honest, back in 2017, something like that. So I thought this year I'd actually have a go at it. And I put some free dates down here, and obviously that whole thing's the whole year is free now, isn't it? We're all in the same boat. So with that in mind, I actually started tentatively looking at what else is going on. So I came across the race around the Netherlands, which it says here, event has got postponed. Be given the new date of 29th of August. So I emailed the guy after finding out the closing date is only a couple of weeks away, and it looks like they're going to possibly, depending on how things pan out, extending that closing date into June or possibly July, I guess. So if that's the case, I may well be interested in this one. I think the route's a little bit further down the page. Yeah. Oh. Scroll. So yeah, I've obviously been to the Netherlands already, but I'd like to do it again. I think it's oh, what's the distance? It's 1,897 kilometres from, you start in the centre here and you go all the way up round Friesland through some of the area that the Fitz-Elfsteden took, but we're clinging onto the coastline basically all the way around. There's still so much to see in this country, isn't there, really? So go through The Hague, Rotterdam, cross over some ferries here. I suppose take some ferries. And look, some hills. Yay! So I think I was looking at results a little bit earlier, and some people were like taking 4 or 5 days to do this. So that's a nice week away, isn't it? So yeah, who knows, that might go ahead. So talking of routes, yeah, I've been putting a few routes together now that can only ride once a day, so I don't want to be putting massive routes in. Excuse me. So I've been quite busy doing some. Well, these ones are actually before the lockdown. I was going to do some midweek evening rides, so some hilly ones and some flat ones. Since then, I've devised a few more, like a 2-hour anti-clockwise workout and a 2-hour workout clockwise, and then well, these are created today. I wanted to get quite creative and stay quite close to home, so I've created these wiggly ones, which, for instance, let's open one up, shall we? So this is the wiggly one. It's 110 kilometers, and as you can see, there we go. Look at that. Try and ride as many roads as I possibly can in the local area. Yeah, that's that. So finally, just one moment. Let's just flick this over. I wanted to show you what I'm started using Training Peaks on my phone as well. So yeah, as you can see, I don't know if anybody uses Training Peaks, but it says here my form is minus 119. Based on your form, your body may need an extra rest today, so that is why I've taken today off. That's quite a big number in the minus there. Don't really know what it means. As you can see, it's telling me my jog is in 5 weeks away. Yeah, really. I've still got Pure Peak Brittany as well, which has already been postponed. Don't know when that's going ahead. Maybe October. I think it's been hinted at by Alana. Obviously Transcontinental, that's next year now. But yeah, I'm finding it quite interesting actually. Obviously I'm not delved in too much because, well, I think it's been up in the air. So if I click on feed, I don't know if this is the best way to show you this right now, but if we go backwards, let's go back to, oops. We can see, let's just go back a week. We can see I've done a few compliant rides, a few missed rides in there. Those are the ones which aren't in green. I'm not sure what amber is. I think that's when you fall short. I think I'm still learning how to select these on the Wahoo, and I selected it. I think I selected that one by mistake. So I guess yellow means something else. But yeah, so it's all quite interesting stuff actually, and I'm not paying for this at the moment. I'm just using the free account. So here's the desktop version as well. So I've literally loaded all my route. I've had to do it manually by hand. You can't sync it with Strava. So I've just gone back to the beginning of January and put some history in there, so it can sort of, I guess, calculate fitness and average bits and bobs. So as you can see, I'm starting to make some use of Training Peaks. I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to actually subscribe to well, monthly payments, because right now everything's up in the air. There's no competitive rides coming up, so I probably won't bother, to be fair. Anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Something a little bit different. Hopefully go out on a ride tomorrow. And before I go, let me just go back to my channel comments again. Thank you to Stephen Smith for recommending I watch Afterlife on Netflix. It's both funny and sad, it says here. Don't know what it is. I'll have a look at it later this evening, see if it's any good. Because I'm running out of episodes on the IT Crowd, and I finished watching Lock and Key. I'm waiting for the next series. Don't you just hate it when you've got to wait an entire year for the next series? It's not good. So anyway, yeah, that's it from me. I shall see you in the next video. Take care. See you later. Bye bye.